you have a puppy or maybe a young dog that gets really excited about going out for walks, maybe they like to sniff a lot, they're pulling on the leash a lot, and you're just struggling to find a way to get your dog out of the house without practicing bad habits, especially if you've started working on loose leash walking and your trainer has told you that every walk needs to be a training walk so you don't practice bad habits. Well, we have a tip for you. My name is Camille Personi with Positive Futures Dog Training, and today we're going to talk about long lines and how you can use long lines to safely get your dog out of the house while preventing bad behaviors like pulling on a leash. So one of the first benefits of using a long line is that it actually allows your dog to have a more natural gait and walk at their pace versus having to go really, really slow for us. And so that can help reduce a lot of frustration, especially with puppies and teenage dogs who don't have the most patience and find it really boring to walk at our pace. So that long line will allow your dog to just move a little bit more freely and at the pace that suits them. The second benefit too is it allows more range of motion for your dog so that they can go explore and navigate and sniff stuff without being restrained by what you're doing and where your hands are, which also serves to reduce frustration, but also provides a lot of stimulation and enrichment for your dog because they get to go sniff, walk on different terrain, maybe go up the hill, come back down the hill, through trees and so on and so forth, so that you get more bang for your buck for your walk. Because your dog is not only getting physical activity from walking, but mental activity from exploring and sniffing and being able to move unrestrained. Third benefit of the long line is because it allows your dog to move at their pace and with more range of motion, you can really get really nice exercise, like physical activity out of your dog, and actually do more distance with a long line than you would do with a regular short leash because you're not struggling with your dog the whole way and trying to practice good habits like not pulling on the leash, which can be really difficult and frustrating with puppies and younger dogs and teenagers. So the long line allows your dog to just run around, maybe even walk faster and longer than they would if they were just on a regular leash. So it's a really nice way to get that nice exercise whilst not undoing any of the training that you've been working on. Benefit number 4 of the long line, it's actually a great way to start working on off-leash foundation skills, right? When your dog is walking 20 feet away from you, can you get them to check in? You can pay them for just looking at you without you asking. You can practice recalls in lots of different environments and contexts. Just going on a walk, it's really easy to just, hey, come here, treat, okay, go back to whatever you're doing. Oh, hey, you looked at me, very nice. Oh, wow, you're choosing to stay with me instead of getting all the way out on the end of the line. Those are really nice basic skills that your dog will need if they're ever off-leash anywhere. So as we talked about, there are lots of benefits to using a long line, but before you do use your long line, remember a couple of things. Safety first, you want to make sure that you're using the proper equipment for your dog. We always recommend using a long line with a well-fitted back clip harness. Try not to use a long line on just a regular collar or martingale collar, especially if your dog is not used to having that freedom, because you don't want them to run at the end of the leash and then get a big jerk on the leash at the end of it. And then safety for the human. Long lines can be a little bit tricky to handle at first, so you really want to kind of practice the skills of letting it go, reeling it back in, and not getting tripped by the line. And if you need help with that, we actually have a video for you right over there.